Hey, what's going on guys? Aaron here. Welcome to the video. So how do you cash out and sell your crypto with the least amount of fees in the safest way? That's what I'm going to talk about in this video. I'm going to talk about Coinbase, Gemini, Kraken, BTCC, Binance, Phantom, Trust Wallet on your phone, MetaMask, and probably others that I'll remember as I go through it. Oh yeah, I'm going to talk about Robinhood, Venmo, PayPal as well. So it doesn't matter where you are trading, whether it is on Coinbase or Binance or Gemini right here, you always want to make sure it is on the advanced trader. So you can see right here on the very bottom left, there's a little toggle that says advanced. For Gemini, I believe there is something similar as well. You want it to look like this, where you have the option of using limit orders. Those are really good for taking profits as we go up, or they are also good for buying as well. So you just want to make sure that it's the advanced trader. And I asked Grok Heavy, the fancy Grok, where is the cheapest place to sell? Ultimately, it's pretty similar between Coinbase Advanced and Gemini, but these really depend on the volume that you're trading. So if you are not trading that much, these will be pretty high. And if you have Coinbase, you definitely want to pay for that $30 a month service, because if you are selling any large amounts, I would say over $10,000, it will make a difference and it will really cut your fees a lot. So you can see the fees are pretty similar between Coinbase, Gemini, and Kraken. It's all pretty similar, but again, taking a look at Robinhood and PayPal and Venmo, I would stay away just because in my experience, they've been incredibly expensive and sometimes they can be restrictive as well. When it comes to BTCC, I actually find that to be the cheapest. And there's a reason why, is because this is a very, very advanced trading platform and they just have really low fees. That's what they're known for, right? Really, really low fees. The downside of something like BTCC, possibly other exchanges like BitUnex or Poloniex or some of these other type of international exchanges, there are some downsides. The first is not all of them have a way to withdraw directly to your bank account. So if that's a concern, if you want to actually withdraw to your bank account, you probably want to go through a large regulated exchange like a Binance, like a Coinbase, like a Kraken, like a Gemini, okay? But for something like selling altcoins into stablecoin, I think BTCC is the best because of the fees. So for example, if I had, I don't know, $10,000 of some obscure coin, I would probably want to go to BTCC if they have that and sell that or swap that into stablecoin, whether that's Tether or USDC, and then send that, let's just say USDC, to Gemini or to Coinbase or to Kraken, and then withdraw it to your bank account. Because in my experience, the highest fees are when you are swapping, let's say Bitcoin to stablecoin. But a lot of these exchanges like Gemini and Coinbase, it's very cheap to withdraw stablecoin to your bank account. They get you on the swap fees, not on the withdrawal fees to your bank account. So I would just keep that in mind. And I want to talk about MetaMask, Phantom Wallet, Trust Wallet, and other wallets like that are like hot wallets or web wallets. These are wallets that exist on your phone versus a wallet like a Trezor, Ledger, or a Tangent, which are going to be hardware wallets, right? Hot wallets, they usually have the ability to swap inside of the wallet. In my experience, they take a hefty fee. So for MetaMask, which I'm showing right here, you can see that if I want to swap anything, MetaMask takes a 0.875% fee. That's not small. I mean, that's looking at like almost a 1% fee. And you can see right here, this is the fee that these companies take. It's huge. They're just taking 1% off the top. So for large amounts, I would not recommend using something like MetaMask. So I want to talk about info for non-US residents and also swapping inside of hot wallets like Trust Wallet, Phantom. I first want to talk about the sponsor of the video, which is related to all this. It has to do with privacy, and the sponsor is Venice AI. So it literally says, ask a question privately. Now, why does this matter? Well, it matters if you care about privacy. So Eric Voorhees, he is the founder of Venice AI, huge Bitcoin advocate, one of the OGs in Bitcoin. I mean, literally in the Apple App Store, Venice AI, data not collected. ChatGPT, they collect all of this data. OpenAI came out recently saying that their API may require a verified ID in order to use their service. So I'm asking, why is Venice AI more secure and private than ChatGPT? Here is the answer. It's private because the underlying models don't censor. There's no censorship here. The prompt for ChatGPT, the prompt is stored. For Venice AI, what you ask it is just stored in the browser, which implies end-to-end encryption or local storage. That's a big difference. Venice AI doesn't censor you, so users might have more freedom in their interactions without fear of moderation. So there's a lot more they talked about, but just to sum it up, Venice keeps user data local, doesn't store on servers, no retention for future training, and no censorship, which reduces moderation-related data collection. ChatGPT, being a centralized service, likely retains user interactions, making it less private. That's the core comparison. So guys, if you want to use my link, you can check it out for yourself. You're going to get 20% off the pro plan. It's venice.ai/Aaron Bennett, venice.ai/Aaron Bennett. I like that nothing I ask is saved or will be used for future training. Literally, it is private. And I love that. If you're into Bitcoin, that probably matters to you. So you can use my link below to get 20% off the pro plan. So let's take a look back at Grok. Let's talk about what they think for non-US residents. So Binance Global, that would be good. They're huge. Bybit, so similar to BTCC in that way. Probably very, very low fees like BTCC. KuCoin as well. They don't work in the US anymore, but that could work as well. And OKX. So I would agree with a lot of what they're saying about safest way to sell. So you want to use a centralized exchange like Kraken, Coinbase, Gemini, or for non-US, Binance or Bybit. So you can also use, again, some of these smaller ones like OKX, KuCoin, BTCC as well. But for withdrawing off the platform, you obviously want one where you can withdraw to fiat if that's what you want to do. So KYC does add security. Definitely use limit orders. So again, make sure you are using the advanced trading options like I shared before. And now the risks of swapping inside of hot wallets like Phantom, Trust, or MetaMask, and there are others as well. So these are some important things to be aware of. Scams and phishing. So you can obviously get scammed and phished very easily using hot wallets. So there's a lot of problems there. Smart contract vulnerabilities. And this is something that I haven't experienced personally, but it's something that I always worry about if I swap inside of a hot wallet. They route through multiple protocols. So there's multiple ways that this could fail. So for example, if I was on Trust Wallet and I wanted to swap, it'll show me that it's routing through different protocols, each that could have its own errors. And if something happens, there's no one I could call. Like maybe I could message somebody on Twitter, but probably not. You're screwed. So that's the downside. Whereas if you're doing everything on Binance or Kraken or Coinbase or Gemini, you're going to have somebody to call or to message if something happens. With these hot wallets, if something happens, you're screwed and there's really nothing you can do about it. And also with some of these exchanges, the fees are not always fully disclosed. So Ethereum fees can be very, very high. Again here, no recovery if keys are lost or if something happens. There's just a lot of downsides to using these for large amounts of money. So that's basically it for the video. Just to kind of summarize, I would recommend having multiple exchanges that you have been KYC verified and that you have done at least one transaction with or one withdrawal with to your bank account if that is what you plan to do to cash out. You don't want to rely on one because there is a joke that's not a joke because it happens all the time. When there's ever a massive amount of retail coming in, a lot of these exchanges have temporary outages. So if you are trying to rush to the exits like everybody else, it's not a great idea. If you know you want to sell a certain amount of a certain coin that happens to be on Coinbase, for example, you could send it to Coinbase. Make sure all of your 2FA is enabled at the highest level. That goes without saying for any exchange. But then you can set limit sell orders and you don't have to worry about an outage because most likely if it's a limit order, it'll just go through. And again, just from experience, I would avoid the ones that are really easy like Robinhood, PayPal, or Venmo because they just happen to have enormous fees. But I hope this video is helpful for you guys. I would be thinking about how you are going to sell if you're going to keep everything in stable coins or you plan to withdrawing directly to your bank account. These are things to think about before you need to actually do it. And also, I'll include all of my affiliate links below. They just help the station out and help me out. If you don't have a Coinbase, you don't have a Gemini, you don't have a Kraken account, etc., I'll include all that below for you guys if you decide to use those. So that is it for the video. Hope you guys are doing well. Till next time, talk with you soon, and bye for now.